pass the mic over to Ty Briggs, who's one of the senior marketers over at Adobe. They're doing some really brilliant stuff, both digitally and offline. So come share with us where you see the world headed.
Get you excited? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Marketers are awesome. Let's see if this works. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Kyle. My name is Ty Briggs, and I'm a global campaign manager at Adobe. And man, marketing is really fun, right? I mean, we get to do some amazing stuff. And now, more than ever, are we able to engage with customers in a more personalized, engaging way than we ever have before. And so I'm excited to be a part of it. I'm glad you guys are here. Thanks for letting me come. So I want to talk a little bit about what a customer experience really is and why does it matter. When it comes to experience, it's really about moments, right? It's creating these moments where people can engage with your brand. And when your customers have a great experience, it means that they're going to make a purchase, or it means that they're going to smile, or it means something good is going to happen. Those are the types of experiences that we're trying to create. But on the flip side, when our customers don't have that experience, it can be devastating, right? And it can cause a lot of problems. And so I would submit to you that the brands that are going to make it today are the ones that really know how to deliver a great, amazing, delightful customer experience. And that happens when you can connect these offline and online experiences together. We at Adobe, we've been using this term called experience business. And it's essentially these customers who are hyper-focused on delivering amazing customer experiences. And so we're going to talk about a couple of those today. So I'm going to take you through this journey with a guy named Mark. All right, so here is Mark. And Mark is an up-and-comer. He just landed a bonus, and so he's going to go out and he wants to make some sort of purchase. Okay, so he's in the market to just blow money. Is really what it's all about. Okay, so first thing he does is he sees this QR code on a billboard out here for a Sony 4K ultra high definition TV. Anybody have a 4K TV? A few of you. When did you buy it, Paul? It was a couple of years ago, maybe? 6 months. 6 months, okay. So I was looking back in time, and about 2 years ago, this TV would have run at 30 grand. 30 grand, yeah. It's a good thing you weren't one of those early adopters at the time. Okay, so but Mark, he doesn't quite have that much money to spend, but he wants to impress some people. So he starts looking around, right? He starts thinking to himself, man, I'm going to be so cool. I'm going to have this home theater. It's okay. Think of the Olympics are going to be at my house, and I'm going to be the most popular guy. Everyone's going to want to be by me. So, like all of us, we decide, well, we need to go do some research. So he goes to Google, and he starts typing in, what's the best 4K TV that I can buy? And the first thing that pops up is an article by Wired, right? And Wired starts to give him some recommendations. He also sees an article or a listing by Amazon, right? And Amazon's showing, hey, there's this Samsung smart TV, ultra definition, 4K. You got to check this out, right? Got some reviews, got some more details here. And then the last one that he looks at is this one from Best Buy. And we got the same TV, pretty much the same price. They've got some additional information here about Magnolia. So he puts on Magnolia, and now he's gone into his here. And he's on Best Buy site. Now, like all of us, when we get on a website, we start to get distracted by certain things, don't we? And so he starts thinking, man, I've got a rewards program at Best Buy. How many points do I have, right? So he starts looking at his points, and he realizes, I don't have enough points to buy anything, but if I buy this 4K TV, that's going to land me a lot of points, in addition to the social acceptance, which I will gain by having a home theater, right? He gets further distracted by some credit card offers, some financing options, and then, like most of us, we get distracted and go to Facebook and start looking at what our friends are doing and when they're getting done with the gym. And so, but while he's on Facebook, what happens? He gets retargeted here with a Facebook ad by Best Buy, reminding him, hey, this is the reason that you're here. So he goes back, and he finds that there's this page that's been personalized for him. It's all about these 4K TVs. And at the end of the page, it says, hey, why don't you come down to our store? You can register for an in-store session, where we'll tell you all about this media experience for yourself. And Mark decides, that's probably the nice thing for me to do. I want to see this in person. I'm really going to make. I'm going to blow all my loads on this thing. So he starts to do a little bit more research. One of the things that he might be worried about was the reliability. How these haven't been on the market that long. What else should I be worried about that I'm not thinking about? And at Best Buy, an app pops up there and gives you a little bit of comfort, right? And it's basically, hey, we've got the Geek Squad that can take care of you should there be any reliability issues, and we've got extended warranty options, giving them further peace of mind. He also sees an ad for a link for Gizmodo with a retargeted Best Buy ad. Okay, so Mark's walking around, and he feels a vibration in his pocket, and all of a sudden, lo and behold, he's got a reminder on his app that says, hey, remember you registered for this in-store experience. I'm just letting you know, come check it out. Call if you want to find out more information. And then he decides, that's right, I need to go in. So he goes in, he checks out that Sony, and it looks so beautiful that he decides he's gonna purchase. And so the next thing you know, Sony's shipping a TV right to his home door. Okay? Now, this is what an experience business is all about, right? Connecting offline and online, but think about all of the ways that Best Buy was able to help Mark along that entire journey. And think about that. That is not an uncommon experience, right? Think of the technology that was required to make that all happen. Think of the data that was being captured and analyzed and used in order to make that a really great experience for Mark. Experience really does matter. And I think as long as we can remember, right, it's all about our customers and helping them have these great experiences. That's what's really going to make a difference for us. So at Adobe, we are interested in changing the world through digital experiences. That's really our mantra. And this means that we're providing tools and technology and insights that really shape how we connect and engage with our customers in real time in the way that they want to be engaged with. And it's funny, I had my brother-in-law was like, hey, tell me something, how does Adobe actually make money, right? And I was like, he's like, because, I get these things for like updating Adobe Air and Flash, and it's all free, And I was like, oh man, there's so much more that goes on behind the scenes. So first we have, the Adobe Creative Cloud, there's a little bit of overlap there, I apologize about that. So the Adobe Creative Cloud, which most of you are familiar with Photoshop, InDesign, right? Tons of tools and technology to create content. All sorts of different kinds of content. And then we have the Document Cloud, which is focused on e-sign and documentation technology, digitizing the document world. And then, of course, the Marketing Cloud. It's the most comprehensive integrated marketing solution available, and enables you to measure and optimize marketing experiences. Right? So now let's talk a little bit more about some steps, something that you could take away from this. So my first recommendation here is it's not about who you know, and I have a little story I'd like to tell you about a time when I went and spent some time with one of my friends. Okay, his name's Doug. And Doug, we were, this was a few years ago, before I had any children. We went to go spend some time with Doug, and we were at his grandmother's house, okay? And Grandma Smoot is a wealthy person. And I love her. She's great. And we were deciding, what we wanted to do that night, and we decided we wanted to go see a show, a play, and it was Cats. If anyone's interested, interesting show. But we wanted to go see it, and we went to the theater, and Grandma Smoot, her name is up there on the plaza. It's called the Smoot Plaza for the theater, right? That's how well known she is. We walked into the ticket office, and it's sold out. The place is sold out. And Grandma Smoot says, hold on. She walks in, and about 2 minutes later, she walks back up. She's got tickets galore, hands them out to us, and she puts her hand around me. She says, hi, it's not about who you know, it's about who the hell you know, right? And I was like, thanks, Grandma Smoot. I'll remember that. So today we're going to talk about who you know. And I hope you guys really know your customers, right? 79% of enterprises, they believe that their customer personalization is the most important thing in order to improve the customer experience, right? So personalization, how can you personalize any sort of experience if you don't know who your customers are? There was this marketing professional, he said, customer experience is really rooted in the medieval buying experience, where you went up to somebody and you looked them eye to eye, and you grabbed them by the hand and you shook their hand, and you said, I'm going to buy from you because I know you and I trust you. And that's the type of experiences we have to create today in this massively fast-paced environment, right? So there's a couple of different ways that I'm going to recommend that we do this. And one is through the data, right? We're very data-driven. We have so much data. In fact, we have too much data, don't we? So we have our customers here, and they come to us on all these different devices and engagement touch points. They come to us from a variety of different channels. And then we have all this data, right? And it's fragmented, and some of it we hold, in our own back pockets, and some of it lives in a completely different organization, and it makes it tough. I would submit to you that that's one problem we have to solve, right? And there are tools available to help us do that. And the reason we do that is so that we can have a better understanding of who our customers are. And the more data that we can piece together and connect about our customers, the better understanding we will have about what makes them tick. And I hope that that's something that you guys can all consider. The other thing that I hope you'll consider is talking to your customers. Now, millennials, they get a hard time, right? Because they sit there and stare at the devices, and we all say that they don't know how to socialize anymore, and all they know how to do is Snapchat, tweet, and post things on Facebook. But I mean, the truth is we're not that much better, right? Sometimes we just sit behind our laptops and we type in, customer segment, and we think that we know our customers. I had the best experience about learning. I sat in on a phone call with Nike not too long ago. It was just eye-opening to sit there and listen to them talk about the problems and the challenges that they have. And it wasn't it wasn't a sales call. It was just like, tell us about what's going on. Help us understand what your problems are, your challenges, and then we'll see if we can help you overcome this, right? So talk to your customers. And then when you can combine that quantitative and that qualitative data, that's when you'll be able to create what are called personas. And personas, I don't know if anybody has used or created a persona. It used to be a major focus of mine. It was creating a persona, but that word kind of gets thrown around like nobody's business, right? What is a persona? So keep in mind, a persona is a hypothetical, humanized representation of an identified audience, right? That's really all that it is. It just is meant to give you deeper insight about an individual before you get them on the phone, before you sit them down. It helps you build trust and credibility. Remember that medieval analogy, right? You want to know these people, and they want to know you, so that you can build trust together and create business together. But it's not meant to be an exact or perfect definition of a specific title or function. So here's an example of a persona that's rather good because I put it together. And this is just a marketing leader, okay? So some things that we consider. Titles, right? What are the different types of titles that this individual might have? What role would they play in the purchase process? attitudes. Where do they go to get information, right? What are some of their watering holes, right? Who do they call? Who do they talk to? Where do they go? What are the fears that they have? What keeps them up at night, right? When do we get to know that? And then I would say that this middle part right here, this values during consideration, is probably the most important part. What are the things that they really care about the most when they're deciding to make a purchase, similar to the product that they're offering? Gold, right? You have that information in gold. Okay, so the second one, say it, don't spray it. We love to think that our customer journey was just linear, right? They just went through the customer journey exactly the way that we wanted. But in Mark's case, right, that wasn't the case, right? He was all over the place. And just like many of our customers go through a variety of different entryways into our customer journey, we have to be prepared for that. And so here's the way that we look at things, okay? So in the discover phase, we want to make sure that we have the right channels in place in order to get people to come and know who we are, okay? And see us in that space, and know that we play in that space. And then in explore and evaluate by, right, we have different channels that meet the needs of our customers as they go through each stage of the customer journey. Now, the most important part is now that you have the channels and the media mix connected to the different stages of the journey, you want to connect the messaging. Right? What are the different messages that are going to resonate in each stage of the journey? At Discover, you want to be a thought leader. You want to build awareness. You want to say, hey, we know this space, and we're a leader in this space. And this is the next stage. I think is the one that's probably most forgotten, which is the evaluate or the explore stage. This is where you want the customer to know that we understand your problems. We know what you're going through. We know life sucks sometimes. We can make it better. Okay? It's not, I'm going to sell you this. It's not, here are all the benefits and features. It's just, I want to build trust with you. I know what's going on. And I know how difficult it can be. Then when you get to evaluate stage, that's when you pull out, here are the benefits and features of our product. And then when they get to the buy stage, it's up to your sales, right? They gotta make that deal, and they gotta show how you differentiate from the competition. So just a couple of other examples that you probably don't need to go through in much detail, but you have Amanda, for example. She's looking for what's trending this season. Very broad, right? She's going to enter the customer journey at a much higher level. And so the channels and the messaging is going to connect with her at that stage. As opposed to David, who's walking by a local store, who can be geo-targeted and ring-fenced in. He has the app, you can target him that. He can go get a new filter, it's got all this stuff in it. But I don't even know what to look for. I don't know what these things are, right? So he pulls up this Home Depot app, and he sees that on the well filter that he currently has, the one that needs to be replaced is a barcode. So he scans the barcode, and it connects it directly to the inventory there at the Home Depot store there in Park City, Utah. And he's able to look at price, he's able to look at specs, he's able to look at reviews, and he decides, I'm going to make a purchase. And so he does. And he gets a confirmation email, so they know who he is. And but they also say, do you want to come in our store to pick it up, or do you want us to ship it to you? And he says, well, I've got to pick something else up in the store, so I'm just going to pick it up at the store. Well, a few days go by, and he kind of forgets about it. He gets an SMS reminder. It says, hey, remember that you have an in-store pickup. It's ready for you. So they know his cell phone. They're using it the right way. They're not bugging him. And then another day goes by, and he still hasn't picked it up, so he gets a phone call from a representative. Hey, John, we've got your well filter here. Just want to let you know it's ready, available. Come pick it up whenever you're ready. Right? So another great touch point. So he finally goes in to the store, goes to pick it up, has a great experience. They know him by name. John, welcome. Here you go. Here's your well filter. And he gets an experience survey email as a follow-up, saying, please rate us, help us understand how we can improve. And then, like a week later, he gets a retention email. Here's some suggestions, some recommendations based on your purchase history. What an amazing experience for John, right? But it doesn't end there. I told you that he had to go in and pick something else up. So he's got these funky farmland sprinklers, okay? And the sprinklers are adjusted only by this key, the sprinkler key. But he doesn't know where it is. So he's looking around in the store and he decides, you know what? I can search for sprinkler key, and he does. and he pulls up and he goes, oh, that's the one I need. So, but he doesn't know where it is in the store. So he clicks on the little map right there, right? It says it's in aisle 14 in bay 21. When he clicks on the map, he sees an aerial view of where he can go find it in the store. And then if he looks at the aisle view, it gives him this 3D rendering of exactly where it is. And then you can see that last picture there of aisle 14, bay 21, in case anyone's interested. That's where you get your companies, right? Think of the tools and the technology and the data that went into creating this experience for John. That piece, 69 cents. But John's extremely happy, right? Because he knows that Home Depot cares about it. They've personalized his experience. They've made it seamless. I mean, he could have done most of this from sitting in his bed, right? So let's finish it up here. Just to recap, it's not about who you know, right? Remember Grandma Snoop, and talk to your customers. Get to know your data. And then build those personas. Those personas are going to help you better understand your customers and create better visibility within your organization and customers. Say it, don't spray it. Evaluate your marketing mix. Make sure that you have the right channels aligned at each stage of the customer journey. And then align the messages to those stages as well. Make sure that you're saying the right things at the right time. Because that's what your customers really care about, right? They want those relevant, personalized experiences at each stage. And then lastly, invest in the technology that your customers care about. For John, it was this app technology, right? Connected to an in-store experience. So now you have an app that is connecting to an ERP or PIM system, and John is able to have that seamless experience. And then connect the tools to deliver a seamless customer experience. Friends, I know that some of this could seem so overwhelming, but at the root of it, it is really simple, right? Think of your customer. Are they having a good experience as they go through the customer journey, all the way from discovering you to exploring to evaluating to buying? And look for those opportunities to make it amazing. Thank you.
All right, well done. Some advanced stuff right there. Like you said, one step at a time.